I built a rocket in my basement. I'm gonna fly it to the moon. This supersonic is amazing. You're gonna feel my sonic boom. I'm flying higher and I'm never coming down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me. We brought the funk into this function. We show up dressing to the nines. Never need an introduction. No matter what, we're feeling fine. I'm flying high and I'm never coming down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. I can't stop. I'm never giving up because I'm way too hot to not be at the top. I can't stop. I'm never giving up because I'm way too hot to not be at the top. I'm flying higher and I'm never coming down. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Good morning everyone and welcome to another video. Today is a big one. I've got a 36-mile training run as part of my prep for an event that I only really got roped into about 4 weeks ago. So got a phone call from my friend Will. He said, look, I've got some places for the Ultra Exco Dawn to Dusk, which is a 6 a.m. till 6 p.m, 12-hour max distance run. Are you in? I thought, ugh, yes, fine. And I'm now living to regret that as I'm staring down the barrel of 6 hours on my feet. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Thought, you know what? It's something to get in the diary. It's a virtual event, yes, but it'll be a bit of fun. It's a team event. Bagels have just popped. So my brother's taking part and Will's taking part. So there's 3 of us and we're just trying to cover as much distance as we can between the 3 of us. I'm going to do it on a track just because it means that I won't need to carry as much on my person. I can have a little table set up with snacks and drinks, etc. And it'll be easier to sort of share the experience with you all when it comes, which is next weekend when I'm filming this on March the 13th. But this video is going to come out on or around March the 13th. So this will be a bit of a preamble to the main event, shall we say. Anyway, going to get some food in me, get this coffee down me. I will take you through what I'm eating, take you through what I'm taking on this run, and then I will take you along the journey with me. So yes, if you've ever wondered what a training ultra looks like, you're about to find out.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me. Ladies, leave your man at home if he don't treat you like a queen.
Alright, so as well as a white coffee, I have 2 bagels. I was about to say 4 bagels there. That would be an excessive amount of bagels by anyone's standards. With some Lotus biscuit spread, which is arguably the greatest thing on the planet. If you don't know, get to know. With a single banana, because I'm going to be nailing bananas all day. So I thought I'd only have 1 now, so not to get sick of them too fast, too soon. Gonna get this down me, white coffee down me, get everything prepped, and get some water in me. But most importantly, I'm out of the house for 6 hours. Public access in most places around the UK is still closed, so let's just say I don't want to be caught needing the bathroom. So my cue to leave is going to be once I have found a solution to preempting that problem, if you know what I mean. Anyway, in other news, please excuse the lack of cabinet doors that we're dealing with at the moment. We're getting them painted a dark tone of grey, interestingly enough, at the moment, so we're rocking a minimalist exposed look. Just thought I'd get that one out of the way. But gonna eat this, get that coffee down me, and then crack on. So, following on from last weekend's nutrition video, if you haven't seen it, please do go and check it out. Just run you through how I approach things as a hybrid and maybe how you can too. In there, I touch on the topic of intra-workout nutrition and thought I would run you through what I'm taking with me today. So in there, I discuss how I generally speaking have 0.75 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight per hour on any endurance sessions over 60 minutes. Because I've just had all those carbs there in the bagels and the bananas, I'm probably good for the first 2 to 3 hours, but obviously better to err on the side of caution. The last thing I want to do is run out of glycogen that far away from the house, because that will be miserable. So what I'm going to do is basically take everything that I'll need, which is around 1,500 calories, which I'm going to take on my person. I'm going to restock my water at a shop or something along the way, maybe refill my electrolytes as well. Going to take some spares there, but I'll run you through what I've got. Predominantly carbohydrates. So 2 bananas, a pack of Science and Sport Basic Fuel, which is basically just supercharged electrolytes really. I don't know if it's going to focus, but as you can see, per sachet, which is going to be going in 500 mils of water there, that's 320 calories and 80 grams of carbs to get through. So in terms of space efficiency and fuel efficiency, that thing's great. 3 brunch bars, I love these things, but I fear that taking these today might be a bad idea as it might ruin them for me. 4 gels, again, not a huge fan, but the salted strawberry is full of electrolytes and has brought me back from feeling pretty grim at points. And I've got a caffeine one for towards the end if I start to feel rough, and a rhubarb and custard one, which is actually probably my favourite of the lot, as gels are not a pleasant thing. They have a purpose, yes, but I'm probably going to be keeping these just for when I need to get some food in me, but don't really feel like it. Going to be taking 1.5 litres of this water. Normally use an Osprey bladder, but I actually, on my double training run last weekend, bit the thing so hard it just started spraying all over me halfway through my run. So be a little bit more gentle in the future, as a lesson learned there. You take the GoPro and a spare battery with me so I can run you through how things are going, and of course, ye old faithful, my inhaler. So that's all going to be going in a trail bag. I'm probably going to put gloves on because it's about 1 degree again. So spring had sprung, and now in true Scotland fashion, we are back to being freezing cold. So gloves, hat, and then I'm just in Gymshark speed shorts, long sleeve top, heart rate monitor on here. And that'll be me. That'll be me. Fingers crossed this goes all right. But that's my setup. That is my setup. Ready to kick off. So I have electrolytes and carbs here. I have brunch bars here, GoPro here, phone in there, water easily accessible here, and then bananas, brunch bars, additional gels in the back, as well as some gels in that pocket just there. So everything on my person. The slight downside to carrying everything self-supported is obviously it's going to add a little bit of weight, and that might change my gait a little bit as fatigue sets in, but ultimately the more I drink, the more I eat, the less weight will be on my back. So I mean, obviously it'll be in my body, but I'm sure there's a balancing act that goes on somewhere at that point. So yeah, that's me. Gonna head off in a second. Got my gloves, as it is actually quite chilly outside. But I slept really quite badly last night as well, so I was hoping to set off at about 6 AM and just bash it out, but decided it'd be better to kick off a bit later, a bit more food, a bit more rest, some caffeine in me and a bit more sleep. So it is basically, I don't have my watch on, so I'm not quite ready to go. That's upstairs, but it is just after 10 AM. So I'm gonna head off now and just get this done. So run through Edinburgh and along the canal, the Union Canal, which I've had a lot of experience with. I'll probably talk about that at some point along the way on the run. So, see you out there. Six miles down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update you how I'm getting on every 6 miles. So that means that we get 5 check-ins and a sort of debrief at the end, because the more I speak to the camera, the more it'll raise my heart rate, and that might catch up with me later on. So, generally speaking, I'm feeling pretty solid, but I can definitely feel the weight from the trail bag and a bit of fatigue in my legs. So, at the moment, I'm just wondering in my head, is this going to catch up with me sooner rather than later? But I've got everything I need. Fingers crossed I can just keep taking over. So I'm just ahead of pace because I'm currently on that 1.5 mile steady incline. So I just want to keep on pace for as long as I can, because as soon as you drop off pace, it's obviously harder to claw it back. So just want to stay ahead of things. But yeah, that's me. First 6 miles done. Heart rate's just a little higher than I'd expect it to be, but I'll put that down to the weight, and I've got headwind. So fingers crossed, tailwind on the return, but who knows. See you shortly. 12 miles down, settled into much more of a rhythm, which is feeling rather solid. And it's the lovely man I just met, who tells me he's been watching all these videos and is training for a marathon in April. Best of luck, hope it goes well, and thank you for saying hello. But yeah, no, feeling solid. Since we last spoke, I've had a brunch bar, a decent amount of electrolytes and carbs. Gonna grab a gel in a second and then crack on. 2/6 of the way there, which is quite a bleak way of looking at it, to be honest, but oh well, soldier on.
All right, so halfway, 18 miles down, 18 to go, about 3 minutes ahead of schedule. So I'm gonna be as quick as I can here. I'm just gonna get a banana, gonna put some more food in the front of my trail bag so I can access it on the move. And then I'm gonna get moving again because I'm feeling sharp. Definitely a bit of fatigue setting in. So I'm not that excited about this second 18 miler, to be honest, but I've had a tailwind for the past 6 miles. Sorry, a headwind for the past 6 miles. So hopefully I get a tailwind for this 6 miles. Fingers crossed, see you soon. All right, 24 miles down, starting to feel fatigue setting a little bit, you know. Niggle in my soleus starts to flare up a little as well, so I'll just keep an eye on that. But I've definitely entered the dull, aching pain moment, which is just going to be with me for the rest of this now. Getting a little bit more difficult to hold the pace, but feeling solid. It's actually turned out to be a beautiful day, so I'm just going to keep ticking over and see how things go. But definitely going to have to keep an eye on right soleus, as I don't want to be going into a 12-hour max distance run next weekend with that. All right, 30 miles up, still ahead of pace. However, that is about to change as I've got the toughest section of this run coming up. Some pretty aggressive hills, and it's the hills that are nailing my soleus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep sticking at 10-minute mile pace where I can, and then on any inclines to try and save my soleus, I'm just going to keep it to a walk, and then should hopefully get home in one piece. But yeah, everything's feeling okay. Definitely got that dull achiness that you just get with any distance of ultra. It doesn't go away. But yeah, things could be a lot worse, to be honest. Right, 32 miles down, and I am walking up my first hill, and it is a long one. It's about 900 meters up the way, and it's pretty steep. So if I ran this now, I think my heart rate would get up above 160. So definitely not what the purpose of today is. So just going to walk it. There's a little bit of a downhill. Maybe I can make up some time there, but pretty pleased with having been able to hold the pace for just over 5 hours. I mean, this is a training session at the end of the day, so no point in tanking myself up the hills for the sake of, quite loud, for the sake of keeping it within the prescription. But yeah, get this hill done, see what happens. All right, so that's 6 hours up. I'm going to call it there on the distance, just because the priority was the time on my feet and long hill up back to the house, last little stretch. So I just kind of want to walk it out and stretch my calves out as we go, me and my calves, that is, well, the little that there is of them. And I'll see you at the house and do a bit of a debrief then, because I'm feeling a little bit worn out, a little bit ropey and a little bit sick actually, so the joys. See you shortly. Alright, taking a seat against this nice, comfortable, spiky wall. That last 0.85 of a mile, or whatever it was, I'll put the data on the screen here for you to feast your eyes upon, was probably the worst 0.85 miles of the whole thing. I think my body just realised we're close to home and just packed it in. So feeling a little bit worse for wear, to be honest. Worn out, a little bit sick, maybe just a touch dehydrated because it was a bit hotter in the end, or a bit more direct sunlight than the forecast indicated. And again, I'm in all black as I always do, so gonna get some food in me, gonna get some water in me, and just get straight in recovery. I would have a bath, however it's currently leaking into the roof of the ceiling of the kitchen, there we go, which is far from ideal and could potentially be a big administrational / expensive nightmare. I'll keep you posted. Was a bit bored at points on that, but obviously overall a good day out. I wish I'd taken some headphones with me. As some of you all know, I normally keep them as a trick up my sleeve for event day, but yeah, I think I've just done that route too many times, which I haven't actually ran you through. So the Union Canal I was on for most of it, and my first experience with that was running 54 miles from Glasgow to Edinburgh overnight as a training run for a longer event, and the video thumbnail to look for that is here. Then for the actual event, it was Loch Lomond through into Edinburgh, which is a 94-mile run, and the 54 miles at the end again was that same route, so I've done that twice. And the video thumbnail to look for that event is here. And then those of you that have seen my 500-pound squat, sub 5-minute mile and 50k attempt in the same day, you'll know that the 50k attempt was on that stretch as well, and the thumbnail for that video is here. So go and watch them. They're very entertaining, I've been told. But yeah, I think I was just a bit bored predictable route, knew what was coming at every corner. I recognise it really well. It was nice to do it in the daylight, as I spent a lot of time in the dark there as well, but yeah, I can't complain about today. It was nice to be just sort of outdoors for a long stretch. Beautiful day, so can't complain. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to get some food in me, I'm going to get some water in me, and I'll catch up with you once I'm about to eat back a rather extraordinary amount of calories. See you shortly.
Can I help you? Do you want something, perhaps? Alright, so pizza tonight, roast tomorrow. What an exciting weekend. Gonna get through this. I am absolutely starving, I must say. The sound of crunching in the background is pig over there with his bone. But yeah, gonna get through this. Probably gonna have some ice cream as well. Gonna get on top of hydration, as I've just watched back the clip from me sitting outside, and I feel like I was quite flat and slow and looked a little bit spaced out, so I think I was probably a bit dehydrated towards the end there, just because I felt like once I was about 45 minutes away I thought I was basically there because I wasn't moving that quickly, when in reality I should have been continuously drinking water. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure you've given it a like and have subscribed down below. This was all a build up to next weekend, which is the Ultra Exco Dawn to Dusk, 6 AM, 6 PM, 12 hours max distance run. So it's an AMRAP, as much running as possible, I guess. There you go, to keep the CrossFit crowd happy. Jamie, my brother's done his first ultra today, so he got 34 miles in the 6 hours, and the funniest thing is, first ultra was a training session, so hats off to him. Let's see how far we can both get next week, and I will make sure to document it all for you so that you can see what unfolds. Adios.